Oh, hello. So, a couple of weeks ago, we saw the first teaser trailer for the new Super Mario Brothers movie. We've known this movie has been in the works for a while, like a few years, whatever. Um, and it got me thinking, like, is this the start of the NCU? You know, kind of like the MCU, DCU, whatever. But let's talk about the trailer first. See, I think it looks really good. I'm really excited for it. You know, there's a lot of great things coming out in 2023. There's that, the new Fire Emblem, I'm drawing a blank on the name, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, which is like another Breath of the Wild, the Suikoden remaster, also the spiritual successor, I'm drawing on blank on the name, but that looks awesome. Cat's right there. But as for the trailer, you know, the art style, I guess is the word I'm looking for. The CGI looks amazing. The animation is really good. The voice acting was good. Even, well, with Mario, it's like... Now, I never pick sides for anything. I'm always very neutral, but yeah, there's been quite a bit of a controversy with the Mario voice, because... Yeah, it does sound... It basically just sounds like Chris Pratt, or Emmett from the Lego movies, but we literally heard him say two lines, two fucking sentences, and people are like up in arms, like, oh, replace him, get rid of him, change it. It's like, going by what Miyamoto said, it sounds like the movie's like 85-90% done. They're not gonna stop to change the voice this late in production. And the funny thing is, even if they did do that, the movie would obviously be delayed again, and then the people who want the voice to change would complain about the movie being delayed. You can't win. But that being said, I feel like this will be like the start to like I said, the NCU, kind of like how which I know some people might say that started with the movie Detective Pikachu, but the thing is, personally, I feel like this is kind of like in its own little universe, kind of like how Deadpool and the X-Men movies are in like a different universe. Which, kind of think of it, you know, in the comics, I remember Thanos had the Infinity Stones like pretty much just attached to his glove, but in the MCU he had the metal gauntlet. So it would have been kind of cool to see Magneto in the movies use his powers to try and keep Thanos from closing his fist. But I'm getting off topic. Getting back to the point, you know, because it's like, well, actually, let me go back to that real quick. See how it's like Marvel did, like, you know, you had... I'm not going to list off all the characters because there's so many of them. You had, like, a bunch of them had their own movies, and then you start doing the Avengers movies, like, you know, putting them all together. DCU kind of did the opposite. Like, I think they kind of wanted to, basically, like... You know, basically, I think they wanted to put everyone together and then give them their own movies. Like, that's kind of a theory that goes around about that, but... And the thing is, like, I love Marvel and DC equally. I don't like one over the other, but I do think the Marvel formula would work better with the NCU if that is what's going to happen. Like, if they did, like, maybe a Legend of Zelda movie, and then, like, Donkey Kong, Metroid, Star Fox, you know, and then put them all together like a Super Smash Brothers movie or something. The other thing is, like, would the movies all be CGI, or would maybe some of them be live action? I think it would probably be best to do them all CGI, even though some of them would look kind of cool as a live action. Like, I mean, I could think of a few that would work like that, like Legend of Zelda, Metroid, even some of their lesser-known titles, F-Zero, Kid Icarus, Punch-Out. Honestly, I think CGI would just work best overall for all of them. For, you know, especially when they all come together, if that is what's going to happen. And the other thing is that, like, well, coming up for something like Metroid, which would be great for, like, a live-action movie, but personally, for characters like Ridley, I would rather see him be, like, a big puppet or, like, an animatronic thing, but I feel like they'd kind of go more with a CGI thing, and it probably might not look as good. Or something like F-Zero, if they actually did that, but I know they're thinking, like, oh, F-Zero's dead, Nintendo doesn't care about it anymore, which, true, but, you know, Pilot Wings was cold for 15 years, and then they made a new one for the 3DS, so I always have a small glimmer of hope that maybe someday F-Zero will come back, and maybe a, a custom Robo. But yeah, now getting back to the point, F-Zero, like, again, like, they could use, like, for the characters, like the aliens and stuff, they could use, like, makeup or, prosthetic type stuff or whatever you want to, like, masks or whatever. But, it's like, would they do that, or would they go with, like, CGI, which may not look as good, whatever. That's why I think just it would be better just do all the movies like CGI. And then, like, bring all the characters together for, like, Smash Brothers, which, like, some of them that I would love to see, like Star Fox, would be like Star Wars. Like, I've always loved that whole space battle type stuff. I love Star Wars, love the Star Fox games. If they did a Punch-Out movie, it could be kind of like Rocky. Even though Rocky's not necessarily meant for kids, but whatever. F-Zero could be like, I don't know, Fast and the Furious, maybe. But, that's the other thing. Like, some of the other thing with Pokemon is because, well, Pokemon, and there's Kirby, and finally Fire Emblem, which, as much as I love those franchises, they're like some of my top favorite Nintendo IPs. The thing is, they're not really 100% Nintendo. See, Pokemon is actually made by Game Freak, so that's another thing why I feel like maybe, I don't know if maybe this Pikachu will go into there or not. The same with Kirby, that's made by HAL Laboratory, that's not 100% Nintendo, and I think it's the same with Fire Emblem. I'm pretty sure that's a different company, but I'm drawing a blank on the name, so it's like, would those be included, like, if they bring all these characters together, like, maybe they could, I don't know, contracts or whatever. Some other IPs that come to mind are Splatoon, which I guess that could work as a movie. Like, it has, it's still a fairly new IP. It's, like, still not even a decade old yet. But, it has gained a lot of popularity. And I don't know how, maybe that could be a movie. Maybe it could be, like, they could take one of the 3 games campaigns or something. And another one is, well, Animal Crossing, which never really got into those. But the thing is, I know those games are very popular, but, like, honestly, I think that their popularity of those games is up there with, like, Mario and Zelda, but I don't see how that could necessarily work as a movie. Like, well, I don't know, maybe. And then, if they did, I'm going back to Fire Emblem real quick, because I love the, Fire Emblem games, if you're unfamiliar with them, each one is a different story, and they're always, like, basically all of them they're always, like, a war going on, so a Fire Emblem movie could be something like, kind of like Lord of the Rings, maybe. I guess maybe Marth's story, which I believe is called Shadow Dragon. I guess maybe that one would be the best. That was actually the first game in the franchise. But there's other good Fire Emblem games, too, that would make a pretty cool movie, like stories and stuff. Like Fates, maybe, or Path of Radiance / Radiant Dawn, which that's my favorite. Free Houses, maybe. And then, like, what would happen if, like, they did the Smash Brothers, which, if they did, like, the MCU and did, like, a few of them, I guess maybe, like, one Smash Brothers movie could be, like, what the hell is it, where they all fight each other or something, and then another one they could make some kind of story, like the Subspace Emissary. That would be amazing as a movie, I personally think. But that's kind of just my thought on this whole thing, or thoughts. What do you guys think about it? Are you excited for the new Mario movie? Do you think there will be other Nintendo IP movies? What are some ideas you have? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.